Are you considering buying an iPhone right now? Well, the only iPhone you should buy is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Yes, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is the newest iPhone. The iPhone 14 Pro Max price is still inflated because it's the latest iPhone after the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And yeah, we are less than 1 month to go for the iPhone 16s. So do not buy any of the most recent iPhones. Yes, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about why you should buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max right now if you need a phone urgently. So, if you broke your phone, if you need a phone right now, specifically right now on August of 2024, I would advise you going for an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Preferably used iPhone 13 Pro Max. It will be cheaper. And yes, this is more of a fix-it phone than, oh, it's the best option right now. The iPhone 13 Pro Max's prices have been falling for a while. This is almost 3 years old. And so, the prices have fallen accordingly. You can find them for $600, $550, and you get a really, really good iPhone. Yes, this iPhone is still one of the best in the business. Again, it's the iPhone 13 Pro Max. After it, there's only the iPhone 14 Pro Max and then 15 Pro Max. But next month, it will be different. We are going to get the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And so, lots of you in the comments right now are going to say, why would you buy an iPhone in August of 2024? Why would you waste money right now? Well, that's true. You are correct. But there are some people, they exist, that suddenly they broke their phone in August of 2024. And now they need to go into vacation. They want a good camera. They want a good video camera. They want a phone to use. This is a part of our lives. This is an essential part of our lives. And so you need a new iPhone. Well, what do? Simple. You don't buy any of the iPhone 14s. You don't buy any of the iPhone 15s. Especially don't buy any of the iPhone 15s. And you get a used iPhone 13 Pro Max. Why? Simple. They still get a very, very good camera system, specifically for those vacations that you want. So, again, an incredible 12 megapixel main sensor. It's not the 40 megapixel main sensor of the iPhone 14 Pro Max, no, but it's an incredible 12 megapixel main sensor nonetheless. Can record cinematic video, 4K 60 frames per second, which is really, really good. You still have ProRes support, has a really good ultra-wide camera, a good telephoto. So, yes, at the end of the day, this is still a very, very complete iPhone. The telephoto is still 3x. The ultra-wide is still a 12 megapixel ultra-wide. The only difference is on the main sensor. But if you are not a pro photographer, then it does not make any difference. So, yes, at the end of the day, I do believe that this camera system is still very, very well balanced. It's still really, really good and very, very useful. While the rest of the phone is still very, very up to date. It still has the frosted glass back. It still has the stainless steel frames, the same as the iPhone 14 Pro Max. No, it does not have titanium frames. No, it does not have the new bezels on the screen of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But you cannot ask that much. Because again, you will be able to buy this phone for around $600. Used. Not new. Do not buy any new iPhones right now. But if you do really need a phone, urgently, because you broke your iPhone, you broke your phone, or it's completely gone, then buying the iPhone 13 Pro Max, it will be the less of the evils. Because again, you still get a good camera, still get a good frame, and you won't waste that much money. And then, if you decide to sell this phone whenever the iPhone 16 comes out, you can. You can pick up this phone now for around $550, $600, and then sell it for around $450 maybe, $400. So your loss will be around $150, not more. And that for 1 month of a phone, and then you'll be able to get the new iPhone 16 Pro Max, I guess it's worth it. Don't buy the iPhone 14s. Those will get a huge depreciation because when the iPhone 16 Pro Max comes out with USB-C again, with the new camera system, the 40 megapixel new sensor on the iPhone 14 Pro Max compared to this 12 megapixel won't make that much of a difference. People won't care, and that prices will go down to $600 easily. Right now, they cost around $850, $900 used. So they are still quite expensive. While I do believe that the depreciation happening on the iPhone 13 Pro Max will be much smaller. So if you decide to get the iPhone 13 Pro Max, you still get an incredible camera system that will still give you cinematic video, still give you 4K 60 frames per second, which is really, really good. Specifically, videos and photos for social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all of them will look really, really good. Still one of the best in the business for that. And the OLED screen on the front, still one of the best in the business, 120 Hz. The first time that we saw it on an iPhone, specifically, OLED display, really good high contrast ratio, really, really good peak brightness for those summer days where there's a lot of light outside. And yeah, it's still a very, very premium built phone that lasts a long time. The only issue that I have with the iPhone 14 Pro Max and 13 Pro Max specifically is the Lightning port. Yes, the Lightning port is still the most outdated part of this phone. And that was expected. Whenever Apple did launch the USB-C, I was talking about the fact that older iPhones were suddenly not as worth as before. But if you are upgrading from an older iPhone specifically, or even from an iPhone 13 or 14, here's the thing. You still have lots and lots of lightning cables around. And for 1 month of use, or even 1 year, whatever you decide to use this iPhone for, it will be okay. Lots of people still have lightning iPhones, so lightning won't die right away. So if this is a quick fix for you for only 1 month and then you decide to sell it again, lose about $100, and okay, you buy the iPhone 16 with USB-C, that's totally okay. But if you decide to keep it for 1 more year until the iPhone 17, well, tragic accidents happen, and so you had to buy an iPhone right now in August of 2024, you will keep it until September of 2025. Then, in that case, well, it's only 1 more year with Lightning, you already have Lightning cables around, people already have Lightning accessories around, so it won't be a problem, in my opinion. Only like in 2-3 years, you'll start noticing the lack of Lightning cables around. Other than that, I do believe that this iPhone is still very, very future-proof. The incredible camera system, the incredible display, the amazing build quality, all of these make the iPhone 13 Pro Max still, in my opinion, worth buying in 2024, but with a huge caveat. You do have to buy it used, because if you buy it new, stores are still selling it for $750, $800 maybe, depending on the storage setting that you have. And for that price, don't buy it. It's stupid because it's very, very expensive still. And the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come out in 1 month. So the depreciation on that phone will be bigger than if you buy used, preferably not renewed. Used. Not Amazon renewed, not Best Buy renewed. No, buy it used, because it will be much cheaper and you will lose less money on this phone. Again, you need to think of this phone as a quick fix for your problem. Yes, if you have broken your phone in August of 2024, that's very unlucky, but it happens. And so, I do believe that the iPhone 13 Pro Max is the best bet. If you are looking at this video and thinking, well, I haven't broken my phone, but I need a phone right now, and should I buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max? No, you shouldn't. Because, again, this is just for people that really need a phone. If you don't really need a phone, if you still have your old phone, and it's slow, it's clunky, but it still works, so it still gets by, then do not buy any iPhone right now. Don't buy any iPhone right now. Wait 1 month and see what happens to the iPhone 16 lineup. Because again, it will give you better insights into the future of the iPhone. Yes, you will see how much these phones will depreciate. I expect, and I would bet, around $150, $200 on the used market for the 13s, and the 14s around $250, maybe reach $300 of depreciation. And then of course, there's the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the newest iPhone right now. This will go from $1,100 new, I think $950 maybe new, or at least very lightly used on the used market. So yes, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will make all of the other iPhones cheaper. So if you wait for that phone, you will get your phone cheaper. So look at this video, see what are the advantages of buying the iPhone 13 Pro Max right now. I've told you, triple camera system, which is still really good, takes amazing photos, amazing video, amazing portrait photography, amazing macro photography that it also still has. Then you still have an incredible speaker system that is still really good for most phones. You have a very premium design. You have MagSafe on the back. You have an incredible OLED display with 120 Hz. You get the newest version of iOS 18. You don't get Apple Intelligence. That sucks. But you still get most of Apple's features on iOS 18. You do still get the mute button here, if you do enjoy that. And yeah, you don't get the dynamic island, but you get a very small notch. As for the A16 chip present on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, currently you can't notice the age of this chip in most tasks, but I would say that the biggest slowdown of this chip has been Apple Intelligence. Yes, this is up to date to the newest iOS 18 version, but it doesn't get Apple Intelligence because, again, this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Apple Intelligence is only supported on the iPhone 15 Pro Max upwards, the iPhone 16s, and so on. So if you're currently looking to buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max, you need to get in mind that you won't get any of the new AI features from Apple. So that's something to think about. Is it worth it to spend way less money, like half the money, on this iPhone 13 Pro Max for the next year as a quick fix and lose on the AI features and of course buy the newest iPhone next year, or even wait until September and buy the new iPhone? There won't be any problems. If you ask me, it is. Because I think that in the next year that's come, the Apple Intelligence features will be still very raw, still very in the beginning stages. So if you still use this iPhone next year, lots of people won't have the newest, shiniest iPhone or the iPhone 15 Pro Max for that matter. So I do believe that the Apple Intelligence features will still be a very small part of iOS. But in the coming years, 2-3 years, it will start to grow and start to multiply. And in that point, I do believe it will be a very big factor to actually decide if the iPhone 13 Pro Max is worth it or not. And in that point, I do believe it will kill this value proposition of the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Having the Lightning port and not USB-C and not supporting AI, it's still stuck in the past, if you ask me. Other than that, the iPhone 13 Pro Max is still a very good iPhone, and the only big issue with it, for my opinion, is the Lightning port. But if this is a quick fix, there's no problem. If this is a long-term solution, don't buy it. Wait for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think that the iPhone 13 Pro Max is still a good buy in August of 2024 for those that need a quick fix? Again, big letters here, big bold letters for those that need a quick fix. For those that want to buy an iPhone, wait 1 month. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.